Hey guys, in this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to create a custom pack for MagicPattern by importing your own custom shapes. As you can see, we're gonna use this beautiful pattern as an example. This pattern consists of a 6 by 5 grid, so 30 unique shapes. As you can see, these shapes are very complicated, and it's a perfect example to show you how to recreate this in Figma. You can always use your favorite tool. All these tips are applicable to Adobe XD, Sketch, and Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. So I'm going to show you how to create a custom shape like this and then import it into MagicPattern and create engaging patterns like this one. Before creating our custom shape, we need to take into account two restrictions for importing our custom tiles into MagicPattern. The first one is that we need a 100 by 100 frame or artboard if you're designing in Sketch and Adobe Illustrator. And the second one is that we need to use a single color. That means that if we're gonna add other shapes inside our frame, we need to make sure that all these shapes have the same color. And as you can see, there is a problem here because the background overlaps all the other shapes and you can only see a plain rectangle. To overcome this issue, we have two solutions. The first one is to completely remove the background, and you can see all the shapes inside the frame, or you can use a background fill and adjust its opacity and reduce it to be able to see all the elements inside it. And as you can see, in that way you create a pretty interesting duotone effect, and this effect is what we're gonna use to recreate this complex style, which has many different shapes, and if you create them with the same color, nothing will be visible. So we're gonna toggle its opacity. For example, we're gonna have this inner circle and these circles with no opacity at all. I'm gonna add some opacity to all the other circles and the background, and the end result will be something similar to this one, which has a single color, but you can easily distinguish all the individual shapes inside the tile. For this tutorial, we are gonna recreate this specific tile, and as you can see, it consists of a background shape, 4 little circles at the bottom of the tile, and 3 circles, one on top of the other. So the first action is to create a 100 pixel by 100 pixel frame. You can easily adjust its size from this panel over here, and we're gonna remove the background completely and add a rectangle as background. Because we're going to create a custom shape like this one. Again, we're gonna set the dimensions manually, and we're gonna choose a bright color. We're gonna use any color that you want, and we're gonna add another point at the bottom of the rectangle because we're gonna recreate this little angle here. So we press down Shift and move this new point at the center of the frame. You can see the absolute positioning of the point at the menu here, and you can toggle it at the center manually if it's easier for you. Then we're gonna reduce its opacity to 10%, and you're gonna add 3 circles, the 3 circles at the center of the frame. I'm gonna use a 60 pixels wide circle. I'm gonna duplicate the circle by pressing Command C and Command D and reduce the size to 40 pixels. Do this again, Command C, Command D, and reduce the size to 20, and then grab all the circles and center them. And as you can see, right now it looks like only one big circle. We're gonna add the same color to all the shapes, and we're gonna toggle the opacity of the outer circle to 30%, and then to the next one to 60. And right now you can see that the shapes are you can easily separate the shapes, and you can see a small issue here because there is a transparency for the circles and you can see the background shape. So in order to solve this issue, you're gonna create a separate frame to show you the difference after. We are gonna duplicate the outer circle and you're gonna subtract it from the background shape. To do that, we're gonna use this menu over here and click the subtract selection option. And now the background is this one, and this is the initial background. Sorry, this is the new background, and you can see that it's the same background without this part, without the part of the circle. I'm gonna delete this one, and this is basically pretty close to our final shape. We're gonna add the small dots at the bottom. I'll create an 8 pixel circle and offset it for 3 pixels. Command D to duplicate my previous action. Another time, Command D, and we have these 4 dots at the bottom. I'm gonna center them at the frame. 7 pixels from the top. Also, we'll move another 1 pixel up, and it's perfectly centered. We're gonna use the same color again. A quick way to make sure that you use only one color is to select the entire frame and see this menu here, which says selection color and shows you all the different colors you use inside the frame. If you have another color, we're gonna show 2. So you're gonna use only one, and feel free to play around with the color to validate that everything works fine. And our pattern tile is ready by now. The final step is to export our custom tile. In order to do that, we are gonna select the frame, click export and select the SVG option. You're gonna do the same for Sketch, Adobe Illustrator or Adobe XD or any other design tool you used. We need the SVG format, so click export, we have the final SVG, and we are heading into MagicPattern. We click the create custom pack button and wait for the model to open, and then we simply drag and drop our custom shape into this section. As you can see the preview, our custom SVG tile is imported correctly. I'm gonna add a background here because I want to demonstrate you a faulty example of SVG import. We're gonna drag and drop the new SVG shape. As you can see, it is shown as a simple rectangle. This happens because we have a background and it's rendered like it's the same color. So if you toggle its opacity, we are gonna still see the shape. So if I export it and import it into MagicPattern, you're gonna see that we have another layer of opacity on top of everything else. So we're gonna delete these fault examples and we're gonna import the correct tile. The new tile will gonna be visible here at the top of this list of the available packs. We're gonna click it, select it, and you can see that it's correctly the color is changed correctly. And we're gonna toggle some options here, and you're gonna select another color palette and refresh the pattern, and as you can see, the pattern is beautiful. It uses our custom pack, and you can easily create all these different tiles, or use your own branding elements, and follow the exact same process and import your shapes into MagicPattern and create engaging branded patterns for your work. That's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.